All right, so I watched The Equalizer, 2014 movie. Uh, I remember at the end of watching this movie, I was like, it is it is strange how many Denzel Washington movies I love. I mean, there are like I remember like after this movie, I thought of that movie from the '90s, Ricochet. You ever seen that? John Lithgow and Denzel Washington. Really good movie. Really good movie. And I think like Denzel Washington has been making great movies for almost as long as I've been alive. almost, almost. And so, and I'm just incredibly impressed with this movie. A very strong script, and basically it's about Denzel Washington, who is this OCD kind of guy who just wants to live his quiet OCD life. Go to the same cafe every day and drink the same tea that he brought along with him because he's OCD that way. Or they don't have the brand he likes, and so he brings it. I don't know. Anyway, and so he talks to the usual customers that come in around the same time. And he just wants to stay quiet, read his books, and stay out of the way of everything. But, human relationships creep up. I'm not talking about you, Jon Snow. Get the shovel. But, this girl, I forget her name in the movie, but it's Chloe Grace Moretz. She's a prostitute. She plays a prostitute. She's 16 years old at this time and plays a prostitute. I'll come back around to that. And he sees what's going on. Like she gets a call from her boss. You know who that is. And he's like, you got to meet the guy. He's outside right now. And she's like, I don't feel like it, because he's mean and weird. And so she goes and gets in the limo with some big fat rich guy. And Denzel sees all this. The Equalizer sees all this. Next time, he doesn't see her for a while. And then when he does see her, she's all beat up and stuff like that. He ends up like walking her home and so forth. And then her boss shows up and like picks her up and kind of intimidates him. And he's like, hey, if you're interested, this girl's not available, but we have other girls. And he hands him a business card. So that's kind of his foot in the door. And then she kind of disappears for good, doesn't come around for a while. And so Denzel Washington, the Equalizer, starts looking for her. And you know how action movies work, right? You know what happens. You know how it goes down. But it's also, there's other little tinier subplots that are working. Like it's a coworker. Like he has this little tiny job like Home Depot, and it's just he wants to live a simple life, but he's clearly a guy with a certain set of skills, and he doesn't want to use them. I want to live my simple life and not get involved. But unfortunately, human relationships creep up. You start to care about people. And everyone knows, or should know, that does she have a Venture Brothers bag there? Man, I got all some nerdy shit on my head. Anyway, everyone knows that prostitution is wrong, especially when they're underage. Okay? And so everyone could get behind the Equalizer because these guys are Russian pimps. We all want to beat the piss out of them. We all want to kill them. Some of us may take more than 22 seconds, but I mean, it's everyone wants that kind of justice, and so that's like a catharsis that you get as a viewer. It's like, oh, see, this stuff does happen. It doesn't happen. These people don't get saved. These girls who get lost in this prostitution shit, their stories 99.999% of the time they end horribly. And the compassion of a man like that, even knowing the destiny of this young lady, he wanted to help. And it's just like in his little crappy job, he had this coworker who's trying to lose weight so he can become a security guard. And so the Equalizer helps him in that regard. Additionally, he helps him in other ways. But I mean, that's the point, is that this guy is a, what's the word I used? Hold on, let me check the notes. He's a patient warrior, and his sword is sheathed, if you know what I mean. And he doesn't want to use the weapons at his disposal. But unfortunately, I do care about people around me. And then it becomes the patient warrior who waited and waited and waited for the right moment, who like pulls his sword and terrifies, strikes fear into the heart of the evil, because evil wields power aggressively. And that's the whole, they're chasing her down. You got to go to the client. That's, they're mean to anybody who tries to interfere. They're mean to Denzel. And that's kind of what the point of the movie is that, people who wield power aggressively are usually the evil ones. And the patient warrior, you got to watch out for those. That quiet guy reading a book, drinking tea, be careful. Be careful. And so, and what's most important about the power of the Equalizer is he uses his power to make the lives of people around him better. He believes in morality, justice. He believes in the unity of his mind, body, and spirit, which, even I fail at that, especially that mind, body, spirit thing. I'm a smoker. And I don't want to ruin any of the action or any plot points or something like that, but The Equalizer is a 2014 movie, and I give it 12 of 13 stars. It almost got 13 stars, but I want to talk again about how Chloe Grace Moretz, is that a Hispanic name or a Jewish name? I don't know. Chloe Grace Moretz was 16 years old when she filmed this. And here's what bothers me about Hit Girl getting more and more work, is that these underage girls like her have been sexualized at a very young age. Like I said, she was 16 when this was filmed. She's an adult now, so it's okay for me to lust after her. But is it okay for me to lust after her in this movie? No, I don't think it is. I was also thinking about that movie Push, had Dakota Fanning in there. And there were times in the film, I was looking at Dakota Fanning as I think they're blocking, I don't know if you know what blocking is in film. I think they're blocking Dakota Fanning to make her look sexy. And I think she was 16 at the time. No, wait, 15 at the time during the filming of Push. And I don't know, I think there's something morally wrong with having these underage girls playing these sexualized roles. Granted, they're both adults now, but even if I look at them now, I'm just oh, look at that cute little girl I should never, ever touch. So I think it's weird because being sexualized at a very young age can really mess up your mind. Look at Macaulay Culkin. Anyway. But, however, this film is really, really good. And you can understand why sequels were made. I'm not too jazzed about trying to see any sequels because they usually start going downhill. But when they make a good movie, they try to recapture that magic, and frequently it doesn't work. And I think it's like in a Scorcher 8. But everyone's like, yeah, Scorcher 1 was awesome, It's like Scorcher 8, here we go again.
The madman loves you all, from the big to the small.